Welcome once again to GutPunchRP, where tonight we are watching the premiere. You are watching the premiere. We are in the premiere of Lost in the Wild, a D&D 5e campaign loosely based on Wild Beyond the Witchlight and getting looser all the time. But we are here tonight sponsored by Dungeons Gate, a Midwest gaming store that I had the little blurb up and then I closed that window. Look at me go. It's gone. A Midwest gaming store that specializes in games, miniatures, D&D stuff. They also have graphic novels, sci-fi novels, and comic books. And it's a great little store that you should definitely buy something from because you get 10% off at checkout if you use the GutPunchRP discount code, which is GutPunchRP. Yep. For charity, we're starting that up soon. We got to reset it so you guys are bidding to win new prizes and not the cute little owl bears that have already been given away. So we'll get that going maybe next week. And then we'll show off all the cool prizes for that, which are very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, I think that's all the announcements. We don't really have that many announcements. So we'll go ahead and do a round of introductions to some new faces on the channel. I am, of course, Kai, your GM. You can find me on the internet as Kyola Creative. And I will pass it off to Dorcius.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dorcius. You can also call me Dorce for short. You can find me on the internet, usually on Twitter, at Dorcius. And yeah, is that it? Or do you need more?
That's good.
Alright, cool.
What did you say your character name?
No, I didn't.
There we go, do that one.
Drop the ball. My character name is Kichiro, and they go by he, they.
All right. Grayson.
Ooh. Hi, I'm Grayson. I go by Captain Grayson on pretty much every place on the internet you can find me. I will be playing a character named Elio, who uses he, him pronouns.
Nat.
Hello, I'm Natalie, Shield Maiden or Shield Maiden cosplay across all platforms. That's Shield spelled with 2 I's. And tonight I'm going to be playing Cobalt, she, her. Oh, and I'm also she, her.
All right. Sarah.
Oh, hi, I am Sarah, Princess Lady Braille across the stuff and the things. I am she, they pronouns, and tonight I will be playing Orivarin, she, her pronoun.
All right, and D.
Hello, my lovely creatures of the dark. My name is D. I use any pronouns that feel the most correct to you. And tonight I will be playing Veritas, a sorcerer fighter.
All right, and finally, Jess.
Hi, I'm Jess, or Jessica. You can find me on the things and the stuff as Dr. Psych Owl, except for on Twitter, where I'm Dr. Psych Owl TV. I will be playing Daz Stargazer, the one, the only Tiefling Bard.
Lovely, perfect. Now you know everyone. Now we can just get rid of the names at the bottom of the screen. I certainly remember all 6 people. All right,
Let's make it
but now we are beginning Lost in the Wild. For all the wild and wonder that suffuse most of the worlds and planes of the multiverse, the Feywild still manages to capture imagination and awe in a very unique way. One of the most magical exports is the traveling carnival that tours the realm, in beautifully painted caravans and wagons pulled by great winged steeds and fantastic foxes with sparkling butterfly wings. For just the price of a ticket, you can see fantastic entertainment in the big top, play games, and ride on the backs of giant swans. But for those who don't buy a ticket, the price of the carnival can be perilously high. Today, we find this spectacle winding down, making incredibly wide circles to alert everybody in like the Tri-County area that it's coming. Winding down from the sky into a deep wood where the trees seem to just jump aside to make room for it. From a particularly fine and bright wagon after they've all settled, steps a gray-skinned elf, rather heavy man with a fine suit on. And he sort of steps out, brushes off a tall top hat, puts it on his head, and turns and offers a hand to the second figure coming out of the caravan, another Shatterkai elf, dressed in jester's motley, as slight as the first one is rotund, and he just sort of leaps lively out of this fine caravan. His bells giving a cheery jingle. He holds a bright golden vane with a dragonfly shape at the top, and he gestures broadly to the grounds around him and says, "Ah, yes, this will do quite nicely, won't it, Mr. Witch?" And kind of holds this just very showy pose as he waits for the answer, blinking a few times impatiently. As taking a gold pocket watch from his waistcoat, the other gentleman says, yes, lovely spot indeed, Mr. White, or Mr. Light. Well, let's get this set up and then we can have a nice brunch," says with a deep, resonant chuckle. And with that, the man called Mr. Witch snaps that watch shut, and a shower of sparks emits from the edges of it, and they kind of hang in the air and begin to fall to the ground. And in the deepest yell that just carries across this ever-expanding carnival ground, he says, "Watch your ears and tails, the spikes are going in," and then just chuckles and turns and gets back into his own wagon, which begins to reorient himself in what is happening around them, which is still the sparkles from that watch just growing to encompass more and more space, as the wagon seemed to seamlessly slide out into a circle on one edge, and the silk tents of the big top rise above the trees. What the fuck's it called? A carousel sets itself up with horses stepping gingerly out of one caravan as the poles rise to meet it. The entire carnival grounds is surrounded by a moat about 10 feet wide. Feasibly, you could jump it. There is no fence, just a few bushes here and there. And the final things to sort of set themselves down are the sort of fantastic animals that make up the circus. You have giant swans, you have tiny fairies, you have the things in the big top that have yet to be seen. But this brings us to the hands of the Witchlight Circus, who are doing more mundane things in this incredibly magical space. They are just kind of knowing exactly when to dodge and weave to miss the flying spike or a lead line that's going in. They are getting ready to have what most people might consider lunch, but when you work at an overnight carnival, it is something much closer to breakfast. So we find ourselves zooming in, zooming down to a picnic table that's maybe a little bit off to the side of the other ones. There are 3 figures sitting there, and those are our carnies. We will have our carnival folk once again introduce themselves and say what they look like as they are huddled around this table in deep conversation, looking a little secretive, perhaps. We'll start with... Who are we starting with? Daz. That's who's on screen.
Daz is a 5'8"-ish tiefling, has bright at the highlights of their skin. It is a bright red that then fades into a more fuchsia as it goes out, and then around the hairline fades further into a navy. Then the hair extends up and outwards into an outrageous pompadour, fading with that navy and black tones in the mix. The horns that loop backwards are a black and a gray tone. They have these vibrant, almost like fire eyes. They have a shirt that is kind of a pirate style with a deep cut that then that is a almost like an aqua blue color, and it's made of a silky satin that kind of shimmers in the light. They have a corset around that shirt, this large and ostentatious pirate coat that's all blues and yellows and reds and blacks and leather. They have a large belt that's slung low on their waist that has an ornate skull on the buckle that very much is saying, "Notice me." The tightest of tight black leather pants that are accented with boots that come all the way up to their knees that also seem to say, "Look at me, notice me, observe me." The outfit is everything that should be noticed, and slung around on the ground, you see not a lute, but for the modern folks in the audience, something that strikes a similarity to a Gibson Les Paul guitar, all red and shiny and glossy and enamel, and you're not quite sure how they have this in this setting. May not be from this realm.
And Elio.
I think Elio's kind of leaned back against this picnic table, not really sitting with everybody. He is a slender man with broad shoulders and kind of has this weird air of confidence about him and kind of a very charming smile that's always playing on his lips. He has long, dark brown, wavy hair that kind of comes to about his mid-back, and his eyes are the same color as his hair. He's got like really beautiful sun-kissed skin and kind of has like sparse, grimy facial hair, but like in a hot way. Mainly focused above his top lip, mainly like mustache. If anyone was kind of looking at him on first glance, you might say that the first thing that their eyes would see is kind of like this very traditional style dagger tattoo that is like on his neck and on his chest, kind of showcasing it a little bit more than you probably like. It's the focus because he's wearing like a really plunging neckline of a shirt, but it's like one of those like loose fitted white tops with like billowing sleeves, and just like our friend Daz here is also wearing very tight black pants and thigh-high boots. To those with a higher perception, you might see that there's a few daggers tucked away in those boots and a few tucked away in his belt. But he seems a bit aloof beside them.
All right, and finally, Veritas.
I think in stark contrast toward the back of most of the setup things, leading the beasts out of the place where we keep them, there is a large, bordering on 6'9" bug person that is wrapped in a heavy cloak. You can see the bits of chitin that peek out from under the collar, and there is a small dangling bit of metal that also hangs from the neck. I never go anywhere without my weapons, so they are at my side. If they're a deterrent, then they're doing their job. And I'm sort of just making my way through the grounds as they're being set up, leading what animals will be led, and keeping my eye out for anything we're not expecting.
And as you are setting up, as you are having breakfast, the two at the breakfast table see someone walking towards them. A large, also nearing about 7 feet in height, bugbear, who is one of the people at the carnival, one of the people who's probably been there the longest, who knows the most and manages to never be considered a gossip, like one of those people. So he is carrying his tray, which looks like ridiculously cartoonishly small, in his giant bugbear hands. He's wearing little overalls, like jean cut-off short overalls. He has a like pumpkin helmet with him that is just like kind of under his arms as he's carrying all of this, and he goes, "Mind if I sit with you?" As he's already like pulled the bench halfway out with his foot and just sits on the same side as Daz, and the bench just sinks about 2 inches into the ground. And you know this to be Burley, the bugbear.
Yeah. Burley, have a seat. How's it been? How's it going? Yeah.
It's always exciting when we land for another day of carnivaling. And he's like leans in a little bit. I heard you all were trying to figure out some of the bad things that were going on at the carnival, or at least one of the bad things. Here you're on the case of a missing person.
Missing person? What? Missing person? No. Nobody's missing, right? No. Who's missing?
What? He's like, he thought he was trying to be discreet, and now you're clearly trying to be like more indiscreet. He goes, well, I mean that the displacer kit is missing.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant like a person, like a
So the
person.
The talking sentient displacer beasts aren't enough to warrant personage.
Well, it's the
Burley certainly has you there.
Mm-hmm. He just sort of like pats you on the shoulder, and like you go forward into the table a little bit. Oh, but I think we're all in agreement. Bad things been happening at the carnival for a while. Cats gone missing. Over all the years I've been here, kids have gone missing. Adult people too. People go missing. Anyway, and I'm not saying that the bosses can't do anything about it, but I don't think they can do anything about it. I think they're tied to something, and I think that if you guys can do something about it, can't hurt. Got any leads?
We're working on it.
Well, they made it.
Do you have any leads?
He sort of like looks around conspiratorial and like leans in a little bit and goes, well, what I heard was they made a deal with someone behind that secret door of theirs. The portal. You already knew about the portal though, like.
Yeah. We knew about the portal.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Totally knew about we knew about the portal. We know things and stuff.
He believes you know things and stuff. I'm not even. He's like, well, yeah. Well, but I think you need to get leverage over Mr. Witch and Mr. Light if you want to figure out where that door is.
I don't believe this conversation is something we should be having at the breakfast table.
Conversation.
Burley like absolutely jumps because he thought he was being very stealth and like flips the table, like it kind of seesaws up and falls back down. But
Thank you, Burley.
You're in on this though, right?
If you had a very successful carnival that you ran through less than, let's say, nice means, and someone were trying to break it down from within, would you allow that person to keep working at your carnival?
Well, no.
Remember how we discussed critical thinking last time we talked?
Well, yes, but you gave me that book and it was extremely boring.
That, yes. Well, even if it is boring, you should try and at least read a chapter before dinner.
We also have books that have space fights in them, though. You also know about those, though, right? The good books?
I'll just pat Burley on the shoulder and sit at the table and sort of casually pick a couple of spines out of my arm.
Yeah, I just wanted to check in, though. But you know that watch, Mr. Witch has could be a useful tool to get him to help you out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I know.
Yes, thank you, Burley. You're very informative on a lot of things.
And you have a nice ass. Smack.
Oh, thank you. I have been doing some lunges, trying to get the strength up. Well, if you get into anything else, you might want to talk to Candlefoot, who we can't talk, but I think he saw some stuff. He wrote me a note about it. It was a whole thing. Anyway, I'll leave you to it. And he gets up using the table, and table of course sinks into the ground a few inches. And he goes, "Oh, and shame about your guys' duty today. Pagan signs along the route. No one likes to do that." Just, again, claps you on the back. The fucking Daz and walks away, taking his tray that he kind of vaulted all the food off of and putting it away. Which?
Well, despite no one liking to do it, it is something that has to get done.
It feels like punishment.
I hope.
But you're right.
So leverage. Gotta get leverage. Right?
He did
Yeah.
pose an interesting point. Certainly not something to forget. Can I recall a time when I've seen the watch that Burley mentioned?
Yeah, absolutely. It is the watch that Mr. Witch took out to set up the carnival, the one that let off all the sparks. It is roll a history check.
Sure. First roll of the game. Character sheet, history check. That is a 14.
Yeah, so just a general knowledge of the carnival since you've been there a while. Some of it is a little bit more shrouded in mystery than other parts, but the story sort of goes that these two got the carnival in a trade with some, so they're Shadowfell elves. They traded it with some Feywild elves, and it's a whole thing, which they don't like to go into, obviously, because they're trying to keep this carnival. But the watch that Mr. Witch has, and that vein with the dragonfly on top that Mr. Light has, is the match set of items that sort of help run the carnival. And they traded those items for their items and switched carnivals with these other people. So, these items. They're never seen without them.
Certainly not an easy task.
Yes, I don't think I've seen them without those things. Perhaps it's something we can discuss along the route.
Certainly more private. Well then, let's get going.
So you go, you collect your mallets and signposts, and they say things like right this way to where the magic is, and just the dumbest stuff that you see along like a road to like buy the world's best pie, and you're not sure if it's going to be the world's best pie when you get there, but you gotta have some. But with that, as you all are setting out from the grounds of the carnival, crossing a bridge across the moat, taking there's a couple groups that have to go do this task. You take the western road and go that way, and every mile or so as you walk through the day, you put up a sign. But on the eastern road, coming from the opposite direction, we will fly to our intrepid adventurers, who are meandering through the woods, doing a fairly alright job staying on track, although every time Ori sees a path that goes off to the side, they turn to go down it. And
Every time.
Would you believe there might be something cool this way? I thought I saw something going that way.
That is so far off the path. We're already 4 days later than we were planning to be.
It's 4. I
This
thought
is
it
the
was 5.
last tangent you wanted to go on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought there was a really pretty butterfly that flew that way, and you see a 6'4", pastel pink, skin-toned tiefling with a single horn coming from the top of her head. Half of her head is shaved, the other cascades down to her shoulder in a very lilac purple. Her eyes are very pale purple, and she is dressed in very nice finery of armor. And she kind of keeps her hammer on her hip with her shield at the side, emblazoned with the symbol of Tyr. And she just kind of points off to the side again, and then is like, "Oh, but what if the butterfly went that way? We could check out that one."
Well, we talked about this last time,
Oh,
and
right.
the person speaking to Ori is Kichiro, who is he's 5'9". He's not super tall, and he's more of got an ashen purple tone that gets brighter purple on highlights on his skin, with dark purple dreads, and he has horns as he is a tiefling as well, but you notice that one is broken, and it looks like it's had the worst fight of his life, and he has a sash that crosses his chest, and it's kind of covering a scar over his chest, and he has 2 sai tucked into belts, doing a little Raphael kind of thing, and he's just pointing the way.
If we keep going off the path, then we're just gonna get distracted again. You know that. Okay, all right. And then we have Cobalt, who is much shorter than her 2 traveling companions. She's only about 5'1", 5'3" if you count her horns, because she is also a tiefling. Cobalt is a poppy red kind of color with horns that start at her forehead and curve away and then kind of flick up towards the back of her head. She's got a dark brownish auburn kind of hair that falls to a little past her shoulders, though one side is shaved. She's got bright blue eyes with those vertical pupils and black scleras behind some thin wireframe glasses. She is wearing just simple blue robes and dress in different shades of blue with little copper accents and things like that. And you would notice that she does have a pretty large book belted at her hip. Yeah. That's her little wizard girl.
And as you are trying to herd Ori back onto the path and get back on track, you're only really you'll get there tonight, if you stay on track, because this is where the carnival's landing and the date that you're supposed to go to the carnival. It's only here for like a weekend and then it moves. So you are kind of like dragging Ori back on track. There's no butterflies. Like maybe it was like a small bird. It doesn't seem like a wood for butterflies. But it's a lovely day to be traveling on this road, and kind of up in front of you, like a good distance, you see what appears to be an old man sort of tottering along. Like he's got some spring in his step, he's all right, but like he's also alone on a trail in the woods. So you're slowly gaining on him, but just kind of as the road begins to curve around and you lose sight of him for a moment, you hear the howl of a wolf, just alone. Oh.
But there are normally wolves in these woods.
I don't think I've ever been here before.
Me neither, but I don't like the sound of that.
It's just
They caught scent of our rations and are coming to, maybe they're hungry.
Or
Talk
the
to
old
some-
man who was walking too. Come on. And I just gotta just grab Ori's wrist and start going down the path. Try to catch up to that old man.
And as you are speeding up to get to him, dragging Ori along, you kind of hear a, oh no! And then like the explosion of like a blast of magic hitting something. And then you're just hearing like wolves howling and yapping, and then you hear like the impact of like wood against wolf, pretty much. But you come around the corner and you see this old man is, well, I mean, we can go to the map, is what we can do.
Ooh.
Yeah!
We love a map.
We love a map.
Oh, hell yeah.
This old man is set upon by 3 wolves who are kind of surrounding him, coming out of the woods on either side. And there's a little like patch of tree that's smoking as though he maybe Eldritch blasted, maybe like fire bolted it, just something small trying to scare them off. But these wolves will not be scared off because they are terrifying feral wood wolves. And I'll need you all to roll initiative as you are running into this scene.
Yeah!
There's no surprise in these guys. The old man is like, oh, help me, please. But you, no.
It's very fitting.
Boy.
Tell them
Yeah,
they're good
yeah.
boys.
They're very good boys. Where's
Wait,
my
hold
little
on.
baby? Oh, no.
Babies. Look at them.
The babies.
it's us. Look at that.
It's not Ori. She's so tiny.
Yeah, we got the little bases going so you can see yourselves and everything.
Them.
Oh.
All right. So, 25 to 20. Okay, that's good. That's good.
No.
We're off to a great start, guys.
What's below that? 19 to 15.
Nope.
14 to 10.
14.
Okay, excellent. Okay, and what else we got happening here?
I got a 9.
Okay.
I got a 2.
Oh no.
This feels right.
This is a good.
I
this is
don't
good
have a
start.
dexterity modifier.
Oh,
Oh,
little
no.
buddy.
This is new and different, and I don't like it.
Oh, now I'm a wizard. Okay. So, as it should be with monks and all of their speed and dexterity, you are going first, Kichiro.
Awesome. I will look back at Ori and Cobalt. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna go. So, bye. And
We go to him.
he'll run forward to. Let's go that one on the right hand side.
All right. So you can get there, and you are behind a wolf.
All right, and I will do something really silly and try to grab the wolf's tail to like pull it back from the old man.
Okay. All right. Well, let's do. I'll say contested strength check on that. What do wolves got? No strength.
Okay.
No strength. Ooh, not very much strength.
11.
Okay. Yeah. You grab this wolf, and let's say you and the wolf can move back like 5 feet just with that as part of that action. And then you still have bonus action, and depending on how far your movement was, maybe some more movement.
Yeah. Let's see here. Do I flurry of blows the wolf?
Oh, poor
Like,
buddy.
that seems like really mean to do to a wolf.
It is also attacking an old man.
All right. I'll use flurry of blows to attack the wolf. Now that I've pulled it back away from the old man.
All right.
Alrighty, so that would be that's not good. 10 to attack.
That will miss as you have this wolf by the tail and are trying to just like punch it in the side of the head, and it's just like writhing and snapping at you, making like these terrifying wolf noises.
Awesome.
Anything else?
No. I'm just gonna try to hold it by the tail and look at Ori and Cobalt again. Like, well, I got one. Can you kill it or something?
Help out. All right.
Just like flipping through a spell book. Like.
So you have this wolf by the tail. It is trying to turn and snap at you as we come to Ori with wolves on deck.
Wait, you okay for a moment? Old man, are you alright?
I'm not loving this setup, no.
Okay, I'm going to just a moment. And each one of those like squares is like the 5 feet, yeah?
Kinda. I have a ruler also.
Okay. Is the old man within 30 feet of me?
I would say so, yes, but let me double check. Yes, he is at 30 feet from you.
Perfect. As a bonus action, I would like to cast Sanctuary on him.
Okay.
Which does mean that anyone who tries to attack him must first make a wisdom save or lose the attack or spell against that man.
Okay.
And then as an action or movement, I'd like to move up to go help Kichiro.
Mm-hmm.
And
you want to go to flanking?
yeah.
All right, so now you're in front of the wolf, between the wolf and the old man.
And just like oh, so terribly sorry about this, and attempt to bonk it on the head with my hammer.
Excellent. Go ahead and lay bonk.
Preferably, well, that's definitely not gonna do it. That is a 8 to hit.
Oh, that will in fact miss him.
Yep. Okay. Well, that will be my turn.
All right, maybe we'll get to the stat block happening. I'm getting there. I know how to play the game. All right, so now it is this old man's turn, who you are coming across in the middle of the forest, and he sort of puts his hand forward and points it at one of these wolves, the one closer to you all. And as he tries to clearly like let off a spell, the magic sort of swirls around his hand for a second. It almost looks like it gets sucked back in. So then he is going to turn and try and bonk this wolf instead, because he's closer. If I can find his stat block, I absolutely would do that. I am prepared for D&D at all times. Yeah. I'll Google it.
You utilize that resource, man.
I know, right? There we go. If I can spell at all. It's really hard to spell on camera, is what I have learned from this game. Yep. Okay. Here we go. Here's a guy who exists. Well, fuck it, let's go with this. And he will absolutely miss the wolf anyway. After all of that, he misses this wolf as he swings through with his little staff. So he has done his movement, he has tried one thing, he has done another thing, and that brings us to a whole bunch of wolves. Alright, so for the wolves, we are going to go ahead and have the one between Kichiro and Ori go first. And that one is going to try and turn... just try and free itself? It will try and free itself from Kichiro. So that will be we'll go another contested strength roll.
Okie dokie.
Okay. Ooh, so that's 11 for the wolf.
That's 6 for me.
Okay, so it rips its tail out of your hands just through the flailing that it has been doing. It is then going to... because that was its thing. I think that's really all it has. No, it just has that. It's going to just turn to face you as it saw you as the bigger threat, since this other person absolutely whiffed their hit on it. However, this wolf is now going to come in and go ahead and try and attack you at advantage because of the pack tactics.
This is totally fine.
So one is a 19 on the die, which...
That does hit.
okay. And then it is going to be... what is that? A 7 plus 2, 9 points of piercing damage as its jaws... oh, that was for Kichiro, not for Ori, sorry. Nope, that was for Ori. I know how to play D&D. Ori, that would be 9 points of piercing damage.
That really hurt. Ow.
Yes, as it now probably tried to like clamp onto your tails at like the base, because that's what was facing it.
Oh, that hurts even more.
That's
What did my tails do to you?
It's just like, oh look, tail, and then it bit it. Like you did to its buddy. It's just taking out its aggression about that. And then we have the wolf near this old gentleman, and he is not by a friend, so he goes ahead and he absolutely hits this old guy. And that'll be...
I need a wisdom save.
A wisdom save. That'll be 9.
I do believe that fails, so he loses the attack.
So yeah, the wolf like jumps at him and just kind of gets caught in a tangle of robes that almost seem to like magically lift themselves up and sort of ensorcel it. Which, as you are hearing these wolves from over here, another one comes scooting in from behind this way, trying to jump over this tree and making it to about there. Again, going for this old man who they thought they were just going to get to eat and now are having a hard time. And then another one comes in from this way. Makes it to about there as it begins to rush at at Cobalt. You know, you just gotta have a wizard sometimes. All right, and so that is our wolf's turn and our old man's turn, and that brings us to Cobalt.
Cool. This changes my plan. All right, cool.
Mhm. Hey.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
How far apart are the two new wolves?
The two new wolves. Okay, let me get my handy dandy measuring tape that I made today out. They are going to be 30 feet apart.
Damn it. Okay. That's rude. That's rude of them. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Okay. In that case, okay. Could I scoot up just a little bit so that theoretically a thunder wave would just catch the two wolves and not my friend Ori?
What shape
A
of thunder
thunder-
wave?
It is a 15-foot square. Well, 15-foot cube.
15-foot cube. Do I have a 15-foot cube in the thing of things? What is this? How big
You
is
do.
this guy? Is this one? Is it web? 15-foot cube, and you can cast it anywhere.
I have to. I'm centered on it.
You're centered on
It
it.
has to be,
All right.
it like radiates out from me. Yeah.
Yeah, right there. You get the two wolves, and you miss everyone.
Perfect. All right. In that case, Cobalt will finally find the right page in her spell book, and do the incantation necessary. That really, for Thunderwave, just ends in like her just screaming, and the sound waves radiate out from her. And I'm gonna need those 2 wolves to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, a little bit. Make a Constitution saving throws. Ooh, the highest one was an 8. I gotta stop using these
They
dice,
both
tell you what.
fail. Cool. Then they are both gonna take 10 points of thunder damage, and they are both pushed 10 feet away from me.
Alright. This one will fly this way 10 feet. This one will fly straight back 10 feet. They are blasted in a way that looks like it should kill them, but both of them managed to just hang on. First singed and giving off that smell of like electric, like when you electrocute yourself a little bit, that smell.
Mm-hmm.
So they are back. They are mad. They are very, very badly injured. Anything else you would like to do with your turn?
I would love to retreat a little bit, please.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. We'll get you back like that way, I think.
Yeah, about back to where I was. Yeah, that's perfect. That's good. That's my turn.
All right, excellent. Which brings us back to the top where Kichiro is going again.
I will definitely attack the wolf in front of me.
Excellent.
After first looking at Cobalt, what was that? I didn't know you could do that. And then he'll just like try to turn, and as he turns back to the wolf, just try to like back fist it in the face.
All right.
Ooh, 21.
That will absolutely hit this wolf in the face.
Sweet. That is 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
All right, the wolf just like takes it on the chin, but is just looking like a little bit more wary of you now that it has been tail grabbed and harassed thusly. All right, anything else you'd like to do, this wolf?
I will make that my turn.
Okay, sounds good. So that wolf is also looking rather rough, and that will bring us to Ori with this mysterious old man on deck.
I forgot to mention, old man, if you could not attack, that would help keep you safe. And then I will go ahead and block this wolf. 12?
I
12 hit?
I think it just misses. Yeah, 13 is the armor class.
Dang it. Okay, I don't think I have any other bonus actions, so I will just go ahead and make that my turn.
So you nervously swing out at this wolf as this is one of your first big adventures, and the wolf is just moving around just enough to kind of make it out of the way of that. All right.
Actually, I'm so sorry.
What?
I can do this thing on a bonus action that I am a war priest, so I can try and attack again.
Okay.
I will do that. I do it twice per long rest. So I'll try and do that again. Ooh. Hey, okay. 18 plus 3. So
All
21
right.
to hit.
That'll definitely hit this wolf.
Yes. And that is going to be 5 plus 1, so 6 points of damage.
How do you want to do this to this wolf?
Oh dear. She's just gonna like one of those doesn't know her own strength kind of things, and she like tries to hit it, misses, and then it's just like, hold on, I can do that better, and then just like comes around on the side and just catches it right in the ribs. I'm so sorry about that.
It flies off the trail.
That was great.
Do you think it's okay?
Good one, Ori.
Yeah, that was great. Do it again.
Yeah.
Okay. I will certainly try. And that will be my turn.
All right, excellent. So you have yelled at this old man, don't attack, and you're like, what do you mean, don't attack? Okay, well, maybe this one then. Ooh, okay. And he clearly tries to do another spell and just like concentrates really hard and closes his eyes for like half a second and then opens them and goes, shit. And looks very confused as to whether or not he's supposed to be able to hit these wolves. But
But
we'll
he
take
He doesn't successfully cast the spell.
no.
Perfect.
Huh.
Take one
But it
step
looks like
kind
he's
of.
doing the components for the spell. It's just not actually casting.
Yeah, he's very much doing
Okay.
the hand movements. His mouth is moving. He's taking out little bits of stuff, but it's just
Yeah.
like not happening for him. I'll say he is going to try and get away from this wolf by climbing up on this rock, which doesn't quite leave its. Oh, it won't stand on there. He's on the rock. He's on the rock. But he is trying to scramble away from this wolf without getting out of its area of attack. He's just kind of like foot fending it off as he goes up the side of this. Which brings us to a whole bunch of wolves. All right. So this wolf will turn and try and snap at the old man who is standing on the rock. And that will definitely not hit. Jeez Louise, wow. Come on. This wolf is going to rush forward once again at Ori and just try and chomp on that tail one more time. Ooh, and that will hit with a 19. Well, 19 plus 1. For 5 points of piercing damage as it bites into you.
Ori kind of like winces as her tails begin to bleed.
Poor little tails. This wolf is going to try and come over here straight at the old man, and as it is very bloodied and just looking for an easy target. It will use the pack tactics. And it will not hit on either of those with a 1 and a 4 on the dice. The dice curse continues. All right, so that was 1, 2, 3 wolves, and then we got one more that I think can make it all that way. Yeah, they can definitely make it. This one will also go after Ori, who is standing right there, and again with the pack tactics. It will roll double 19s. My dice are just very committed to only hitting Ori. And that will be 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Ori kind of staggers a bit.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Ori?
It's
She like coughs up blood. Doing great, Cobalt.
I'm sorry. It's not funny.
It's a little funny.
All right, and so Cobalt, it is now your turn. You see Ori in this scrum of wolves.
Okay,
You see this old
alright.
man besieged by wolves as well,
Oh.
and Kichiro just
Cool.
waiting for his chance to get back in the action.
Cool. I would very much like to center a shatter at a point where I can hit those 3 wolves and not not the old man and not Ori. So that would be somewhere around where that tree is. I expect to be the center point of that. It is a 10-foot radius sphere.
Okay. Yeah, you can get the. Can you get the first 3 wolves? You can definitely get the 2 middle ones.
Yeah, I want to try to get those 3. And if I
so
can't get all 3 of them, then I'll go for the 2 that are on top of Ori.
a 10-foot sphere.
A 10-foot radius sphere. Yeah.
Okay, 10
Sorry,
foot.
making you get out all your area of effect shit. Actually, well,
Because it's like you
Sorry.
can get 2
No,
because
that's
they're
fine,
right
that's fine.
next to each other.
Yeah,
But
yeah. It's
least you're right
okay,
here.
okay, yeah. 10-foot radius. Yes, that's how that spell works. Yeah, I can get the 2 of them.
Okay, so you're getting the 2 wolves in the middle.
How's your constitution, Ori?
Should I be concerned?
It's fine. It's just.
I mean, better than average.
Okay.
She's a hard girl. She's 6'4".
Okay. In that case, because 10-foot radius, so that's 20 feet across. That's 20-foot diameter. So
Oh,
then,
so-
if those 2 on the end are within 20 feet of each other, then I'm going to center to get all 3 of those and just leave out the old man. And then...
Okay, I mean, yeah, 20 feet changes it up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
If
also,
I can ever, it's okay if Ori's in there. It's okay. I have a thing.
well, that sentence interests me. So let's say you're clipping Ori.
Oh no.
Okay.
I wish
It's
you
fine,
were.
it's fine. Because then I am gonna cast my Shatter, and then I'm gonna use my Spell Sculpting ability as an
Okay.
evocation wizard to just create like a little gap in that sphere around Ori so that it doesn't affect her quite as badly.
Absolutely.
So basically you have evasion for this saving throw, the rogue ability evasion.
Okay.
So if you make the save, Ori, then you take no damage, and otherwise you'll only take half.
Okay. I do
So,
not have
it's
a
a
lot of
Constitution
health
saving throw.
left.
I know, this is why I asked you about your constitution.
My constitution is decent. My health, not so much.
Do you feel okay with me taking this chance?
Hey,
Ori?
do it. You've already said it. Come on, let's
Okay,
go.
alright,
Let's
cool, let's go.
But we
Constitution
just
saving
got
throws from those 3 wolves and also Ori.
That's gonna be an 18.
Okay, nice.
Okay, you save, you take no damage.
My highest wolf con save will be 10.
Then the wolves all fail.
Okay.
And they're all gonna take 3d8 thunder damage.
Okay.
Ooh. Oh, that's good. That's juicy. Okay. All right. So that's gonna be 19 points of thunder damage on those 3 wolves.
Yeah, they all absolutely like disintegrate. The ones that are in front of Ori just disappear in this like explosion of sound and like shards of magical glass. The one in front of the old man also does, and he kind of like, oh, dusts himself off. Very nice. And looks back at this last wolf harassing him.
You okay, Ori?
What?
You good? I know it was real loud. I'm sorry. But that's gonna be my turn.
Do it.
Just give Ori like a big thumbs up. Yeah.
All right, which brings us to this old man who now sees that there is only one wolf left and is going to go ahead and just back up. No. Yeah, he'll take the attack of opportunity from the wolf, and we'll see. And it misses spectacularly, because, right?
Yeah, if it tries to hit, it gets has to do a wisdom save because I still have sanctuary on him. As long as he doesn't land a hit that causes damage.
Oh,
He
it
is
missed
protected.
the hit. Does it still have to do the wisdom saving
No.
throw? Okay.
No.
It missed. So this guy backs up, and he is again, you see him going to cast a spell. And it starts to glow around his hand and again just sort of fizzles out. He goes, fuck. And then just sort of continues around and hides behind you, Ori, as like a body shield, even though you look like absolute garbage. Which brings us to the wolf. This one lone last wolf. We'll keep going after the old man. Like, let's just keep that one going, because this old man's running away and trying to bonk him and doing all this weird stuff. Let's see if he... If he hits, he has to roll a wisdom saving throw, right?
Yes.
Okay. It's an 18 on the die.
Ooh, he does make it.
All right, so then he will bite this old man and do 7 points of damage. He's got plenty of hit points, he's fine. 7 points of damage as he sort of clamps down on this old man's leg, and the guy's just like, oh, no, and tries to bonk at him with his stick, but again, fails at that one. Which will bring us to Cobalt with Kichiro on deck.
Oh, it's already me again. Oh, okay.
Wait,
okay,
did I
cool.
mess that up? I feel like I skipped Kichiro at the top, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
maybe, yeah.
And
I think we
Kichiro
skipped
coming
Kichiro
in.
and Ori, yeah.
It's fine. I'm good watching. They got this.
I got distracted by wolf murder.
No, Kichi, please.
We'll go Kichiro coming in to
Yeah.
hopefully end this wolf's whole life.
I'm going to. I just want to like beeline it to like run between Ori and the wolf and just like flying kick this thing.
Excellent. Kick the wolf.
Kick its ass, Kay!
Oh, that should be fine. 20.
Yeah, that'll hit him. That'll hit this wolf.
All right. Okay. Let's see here, and then Okay, that's not so good. That was 3 points bludgeoning.
3 points of bludgeoning damage. You come around, you kick this wolf, and it kind of like yelps a little bit, but is still very much focused on trying to eat this old man for some reason.
Okay.
It looks a little cat, but
I want to make sure I'm reading this part right, because I have a bonus action called Kinsei's Shot, where I can throw my weapon. Would I be able to do that? To throw my weapon as an attack at the wolf?
I don't think so, because you're within 5 feet.
Okay.
Would be right. Someone,
I mean,
other
you
GMs.
can do ranged attacks when you're that
It's
close.
that
They're just a disadvantage.
That's the one.
Yeah.
You can do it at disadvantage.
I'm gonna do it. I'll try to
Okay.
save the old man.
Do it.
Let's see here. Oh, it got lucky. That's 18.
Okay, all right. Throw your knife at this wolf. So your side at this wolf.
Yeah, that's going to be. Oh, that is 5 points.
All right. With having just hit it and hitting it again, this wolf takes this knife to the side and sort of heels over as it like crumples to the ground mid leap, going for this old man again. And you guys have cleared the wolves and saved this old man's life, and he sort of breathes heavily. Oh, I used to be as spry as you all and quite as good an adventurer. My. Hail, young people. And he's sort of like still dusting himself off and like fixing it.
You all right, sir? You okay?
Oh. Whoa. We'll see. And he kind of goes over and like seats himself heavily on the rock, as like someone does when they're just like tired. And that's where we'll take a break before this old man tells you his whole life story, as old men sitting on rocks are wont to do. But yeah, so we're going to take about a 5-minute break right now. If you are catching us on ye old Twitch, that's just 5 real-time minutes. We'll be back. If you are watching on YouTube, we will drop a few days later, so stick around for the second half of this first episode of Lost in the Wild. It's a spooky ghost.